What I plan to do after high school is I'm going to go to a 4-year college.
Go to college, study for engineering, and become a computer scientist.
I don't know. I might join the Army Reserves and work in the AFN division, which is like radio broadcasting, TV broadcasting.
4-year college and hopefully become either a teacher or a school psychologist.
I want to go to a 4-year university and study architecture.
I want to go to Pitt State University and get my bachelor's in education to become a teacher.
I'm going to the EI School of Makeup to learn how to be a special effects makeup artist.
I have two options. I can either go college or I can go out to work with my uncle in California.
But only 3 of these 8 high schoolers will actually achieve the goals they have set. According to the statistics released by the state of Kansas, about 46% of Kansas students in the class of 2014 actually went through with their post-secondary plans. The school district of Eudora is even less impressive. With the class of 2015, the effective rate of students post-graduation was 31%. We began to ask the question, why is this happening when the Kansas graduation rates are averaging around 85% and Eudora 80%? We're Haley, Philip, Kayla, Fabian, and Leslie, 5 students from Eudora High School who recently learned these startling statistics. We're on a mission to find answers on why we have such a big difference between the graduation and effective rates.
I'm going to KU and majoring in chemical engineering and hopefully doing lots of research along the way.
I'm planning on going to like 4-year college. I don't know where yet, but just getting a major in some kind of engineering and maybe a minor in physics or business.
Have you felt that you've excelled during high school?
Well, yeah, my classes have been pretty easy. I've gotten straight A's since before I can even remember.
Yeah, I mean, I've pretty much had all A's. I might have had like the odd B, but I've never had problems in classes.
No, I really wish I would have tried a lot harder in my earlier years. This year I tried quite a bit harder because it like really kicked into me that I need to graduate.
Do you know that 60% of Eudora grads drop out within or after their first year of college?
No, I did not.
I did not know that. That's kind of awful.
I think if you would have told me that like a couple of years ago, I probably would have been like, yeah, that's probably going to be me. But I think now that I'm more focused on school, I guess, that I'm not going to be one of those statistics.
How do you think the school could improve in its methods of teaching and preparing students for college?
Letting the teachers be more lenient on the curriculum. Every time I try to push up and beyond, I get like kind of pulled back.
Students don't love, being challenged, or at least a lot of students don't love that, but I think it's for their own good if they're challenged more. Make the material itself more challenging rather than just giving more homework.
We've interviewed some students, and some of them have said that they think the issue might be attributed to the fact that some of the curriculum isn't challenging enough in high school.
I think that's something that we always take a look at. I think our gifted and exceptional students that really enjoy school, they may not be challenged as much as they should be, but we have our honors classes and our college classes, so there's that piece to it. But I also think what's the happy medium to provide the education that the vast majority of our student population needs, or to meet the needs of 10 or 20% and fail the needs of 80%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Make it to where there's more classes for like interest for like certain things, like not restricting kids to what they have to do.
As we gain in enrollment, I'm pretty sure that will happen simply because we need to offer more opportunities. One of the pieces with career cruising, we could actually tell how many students want to pursue something in the health career field, how many want to do something in visual arts, how many want to do something in government. So we'll start looking at that information and seeing if our course offerings are actually matching that up.
At my time, when I was in higher education, I worked in orientation, and so I saw about we had 10,000 students come through orientation. And the majority of those had AP or IB credit. And if we're not able to offer that opportunity for our Eudora students, Really, quite honestly, we're behind.
After hearing this, we traveled to Topeka to interview the Kansas Commissioner of Education, Randy Watson, to get an insight of the issue at the state level.
Okay, so I'm going to show you something you may not have seen. Okay, so this is, you ran the high school. Okay, here's the district.
Oh my gosh.
And now, I'm going to just ask you, you know why? Now, by the way, this is obviously updated, but that doesn't matter. So why are you seeing such a difference? Because you only have one high school.
Would it have to do with the, like there's a virtual school right now?
Yes, that's exactly it. Your virtual kids are not addressed. Statewide, we're at 44% post-secondary effective rate. High school graduation's at 86.9, so it's just under 87%. We're trying to get to 95% on high school graduation. We're trying to get to 70 to 75% on post-secondary effective rate. So Eudora, from a high school graduation perspective, and from a post-secondary effective rate are both below the state averages from a district perspective. ACT and Gallup said what make up that later success, academic work can contribute no more than 25% of that. So if you think about that, there's this whole host of other skills that are necessary for success. Yes, academics are important. Let me just ask all of you. So where do you get to put together what we would call cognitive, which is this blending of skills, or the soft skills you just mentioned? What courses do you get to do that in? Where do you get to do that in school? Let me ask that.
I would say video audio production,
We have some business classes.
journalism, calculus, we do some group projects, physics.
And then we have career and life planning.
Okay. You just ticked off, most of the courses you just ticked off are electives. If in high schools, let's just talk about high schools, who doesn't get to take elective classes?
Students who are typically performing poorly.
Because they have to repeat English 1 or they have to repeat a math, and we take them out of elective to repeat. The very classes that have the skill sets that you're talking about for future life. And it may be their interest. Because we're all trying to chase a neoclassical education pattern to send every kid to 4 years of college, when not every kid needs to go to 4 years of college, but almost every student needs to have a high school diploma and something after high school. So what we're trying to do is redesign school so that business classes, maybe running a business. Do you guys have a business in Eudora, like a coffee shop or a printing press or something?
It's called the Cardinal's Nest. They
Yeah.
sell concessions after school.
So that's real world looking work. So what if math got taught within that entirely? Or the skill sets that you're learning here, could you get some English credit for that? Right now we're so isolated, right? Eudora's on what kind of schedule?
Regular schedule.
So 7-period day?
Yeah.
52 minutes?
Yeah.
Pretty close?
Like 51, I think.
So where else in life does a bell ring at some preset time and you stop whatever you're doing and go to a completely different content? Completely different. I mean, not even from choir to calculus to video production to English, right? Completely different. That teacher rarely sees the other teacher, they rarely talk. Where in life does that ever happen? Just school. We've got to change that.
And I think that path of, this sounds very hippie-ish, but the path of self-discovery that I went on to get here has been very enlightening to me as a person in personal growth areas. Life is kind of a journey. Specialization has its place. I've raised 2 children who knew what they wanted to do from about their 8th grade year on and are close to achieving those goals. I think it's an offering, but I also don't want students to feel like they have to know what they're going to do in 8th grade or their life is over.
We started this journey thinking we'd find one definite answer. As we reach the end of this documentary, we've begun to realize that there is no single answer, at least that we know of. As we go our separate ways after graduation, we hope to find our own answers, remembering others' experiences of discovery as we experience our own.